We're here, we're live, and this is Never a Foul, as you know, and this is your evening debate. And I sound different, as Igal told me off camera, of course. And then Kindle is late. She's blaming Cass, but she's the late one. Dawood is going to be here soon. But we're here to talk about
You have changed so much.
Who made the best signing this window? It's now who has the best window. Who made the best signing? Is it Tonali? Is it Rice? Is it Man City? Not letting anybody go and not signing anybody.
Kovacic.
We're not signing Kovacic. Kovacic. Oh, yes. Maybe that's the best.
He's not going to start.
And old Chelsea. With all the people that left. But everybody in the chat, of course, hit that like button for us.
Do you really think Kovacic won't start, by the way?
Yeah, he won't start, man.
You know, we signed Kovacic before Gundogan had left. Yeah. So Pep went out before it wasn't a replacement. Pep wanted him and went out and got him. You think Pep's gone and got Kovacic for him to not start?
Bro, he's gotten a lot of players and they don't always necessarily start.
Oh, 100%, but not the first sign of the transfer window. Not like that.
It doesn't matter if he's the first signing or the last signing. It's all about who's the best team available. And guess what? He might not necessarily be in your best team.
Okay. I think he does.
Hear me out. This is what I think is going to happen. It's going to be a rotation between him, Foden, KDB for this midfield, two ahead of Rodri. I think that's what's going to happen. But I don't know where to start. Igal wants to start on Chelsea. Igal, what are you telling us, bro, about Chelsea? Tell me. What are you telling us about Chelsea?
Have Chelsea had the best transfer window or the worst transfer window so far?
What do you think?
Because they've done well getting rid of a lot of signings. But if they don't bring enough quality in, it's safe to say that you could say they've had the worst window.
But if they sign Caicedo, they already have Nkunku. They got Enzo in January, which counts, I think.
Do you know what? If Chelsea went out before they'd sold anyone and spent loads of money, you'd now be on here criticising them for spending loads of money, right? So what they've done is they've gone and sold the players, made the space, and then they're going to bring the players in. Come on, bro. We know Chelsea are going to sign players. They have to. The amount of midfielders they've let go, they have to sign players.
But there's already rumors coming out that they're not going to get a goalkeeper that is of the level of Onana or Mike Mignon from AC Milan. They're going to go for somebody lesser that's not going to cost as much. That's going to maybe fight for Kepa's place, but Kepa's probably going to start week one. Yeah. Midfield of Nkunku, what do you call it?
Caicedo.
Oh, we know their midfield at the moment, bro, but that's not going to be how they're going to.
Their midfield is going to be good, but the drop off from the moment they go to the bench is ridiculous.
Yeah, I hear that.
Right? And then their front three right now, if they don't go and get a striker, or at least somebody else to strengthen that front three. Now that Pulisic is also left, they literally only have 5 players in those front three spots.
Well, I mean, so in that case, you don't think Chelsea should be challenging? You don't think Chelsea?
I think it's difficult to put them. I think it's difficult to even have Chelsea in this conversation yet because they haven't done enough to say that they have had a good window.
Can I spin the question to you, Igal?
Yeah.
Is getting Pochettino and Nkunku at the moment? That counts towards the signings, especially if they got Enzo, Mudryk, Badiashile in the January transfer window. So that means
I don't think a manager should count towards yours as a signing. Are we looking at Pochettino as a signing? We should look at the manager as the head of the ship. The signings are the players. I don't really look at the manager.
I think Pochettino is the best signing they would make this summer.
Do you know what?
I've always said Eddie Howe was the best signing we've ever made under the table. Yeah. So I agree. And I think Unai Emery was the best signing Aston Villa will ever make in at least the near future anyway.
So let me ask you, let me spin the question to you guys. If you sack Arteta tomorrow, Pep Guardiola leaves Man City, you sign Pep Guardiola. Isn't that your best signing? No matter who you sign, Isn't that going to be your
you know what?
signing?
I never looked at it that way. I'm not going to lie to you. I always looked at it as the managers were just like the default, and I always looked at the players as the signings, and I never really evaluated the signing of a player. Fair enough, because if I'm going to count renewals, you might as well count a player.
I think renewals. I think renewals are valid as well. No, they are different.
Renewals are different.
Hold on. But the thing is, if we're going to be clever with words, like you just did with the manager thing, we can also be clever with words with renewals. That's all we're doing. We're just trying.
Because
Arsenal... I think renewals. If you are coming close to the end of a contract and it's a player you want to keep, I think a renewal.
It's not a signing. It's not a new player. It's someone that was not in the club. Is not in the club the year before. A player was in the club the year before, Igal.
No, but if you count manager signings as part of the transfer window, would you not count giving a new contract to a player like Saliba as part of your transfer window?
No, because he played last season. Pochettino was not there last season, so no.
I hear what
he's
you're
not
saying,
a new player. He doesn't add anything. He doesn't add anything to the squad, does he?
But let's not actually, because what we're doing now is we're debating what the parameters are, right?
Yeah, so but I think that's
let's just are we just going to talk on players?
The
we're setting the rules.
Semantics
let's set the rules.
Are too heavy right now. We just need
we're debating. We want to debate the signings, not debate the rules. So are we just saying players, or are we saying players and managers?
That's why I want to start with Chelsea, because I feel like Chelsea basically sets the bar for what we're going to talk about. Are we going to talk about your whole totality, all your business, or are we going to just pinpoint individual players?
See, I do agree with you on Pochettino. I think Pochettino is massive for Chelsea because it also unlocks other players. It unlocks potential that maybe other managers wouldn't unlock. But let's put managers out of it and just do players. Just to simplify it. Chelsea haven't signed
Chelsea then. Nkunku, number one.
And Nkunku's a great signing. And you're not going to see me bigging up Chelsea at all for the rest of the show. But Nkunku's
he's been getting absolute pelters for having an agenda against Chelsea.
And I'm disappointed he's joined Chelsea, to be honest, because I like him. And I feel like attackers tend to have a bad record whenever they sign attackers. Maybe the attackers were never good enough, but Chelsea do have a bad record of ruining players. So I hope that Nkunku does it. Hopefully he doesn't do too well, but hopefully his name doesn't get ruined at Chelsea.
I think he'll do well under Pochettino. I have a feeling that he'll do well under Pochettino. I think he'll use him right. I don't know. The more I think about it, and let me be clear, I've got no expectation for Chelsea to challenge. I think if Chelsea should be challenging for a top 4 place, that's where they should be. I don't even, when people say and a trophy, I'm not even putting that in there. They were 12th last season, right? They've got a new manager, a new direction from the board, pretty much a whole new squad. To have expectations like that, I think I get it. Be frustrated about the money spent, but to have expectations that they can go from that to that is just, for me, nah.
You know what? I think Nkunku, of course, he's going to be their best player in the attack, and a lot of things. He's going to have a lot of pressure on him. First season, honestly, I'm going to give him a pass. I think anything that he does, I don't think people are going to write him off his first season. So we give him a fair.
Well, it depends who they sign. If they sign Caicedo and they get a striker, expectations should be higher. However, I don't think it will happen because it's a new season. It's a brand new squad under new manager. But again, they spent a lot of money, so you have to like the same energy we give to Man United when they sign.
Will Vlahovic or Osimhen leave the Serie A this season? Do you think
Vlahovic might? I think they might get Vlahovic. I actually think Chelsea at the end will sign Vlahovic. But next year,
I think he'd be good.
He will be very good as a number 9 for them. He will bang goals. I think so. I really think so.
And I think that's the key.
So let's just rate the signing, okay? Based on money and what they can offer to the club. I give Nkunku signing a 9 for a £50 million. A player like Nkunku, that's a 9 out of 10 signing. I don't know if anybody else agrees.
I'd give it an 8.
I say 8 because Chelsea have not had a good history in recent years of improving attackers. So that's my worry.
So
that's my worry for him.
Exactly.
Mine's
lack
of experience.
But
a little bit lack of experience.
Let me give you my breakdown. I'm gonna give it a 9 also. Price I think is decent for the age, great, and I think he's an overall great signing. And how he's going to fit, we're going to have to find out. But based on the fact that they got a pre-agreement, I think there's a great signing for Chelsea, and I think a 9 is fair. And the reason why I'm giving it a 9, in today's market, to get a player that young that's produced that much for that price is decent.
Absolutely. I think he changes everything for them. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and assume that he's going to play bad. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to assume that he's going to be the same Nkunku that I saw on RB Leipzig and in France going to play for Chelsea. If it goes sideways, that's a different story. Now we're going to talk about him. But I'm not going to sit here and assume, Enzo isn't going to play bad because it's Chelsea. Caicedo isn't going to play good because it's Chelsea. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to say that Nkunku, RB Leipzig, £50 million, brilliant signing, got him early in January, made the deal done, didn't get dragged in the market, didn't have any bidding war with anybody, didn't have to go against anybody to get that guy. Top striker, second striker, attacking mid, or however you want to call him, absolutely phenomenal signing for me. He's probably one of the best in this market
Jesus,
as of now. No, because
might as well give him Ballon d'Or,
if Mason Mount goes, and now we can move on to Man United. Okay, since Cass is not here, if Mason Mount is 55 after the last season, and they're signing him for that much money for 55 based on potential, but Nkunku isn't potential. Nkunku is product now. Nkunku already producing for the last 2 seasons. Already, he's not like maybe Pochettino can get a tune out of him, like we're talking about Kai Havertz or Mason Mount. This guy is already coming in as someone who can actually produce tomorrow. You should be able to put Nkunku tomorrow on the pitch for Chelsea, and he should perform. If he doesn't, that's a different story. But
ladies and gentlemen, this is the Nkunku show with Mo.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I get it. You like him. You think he's quite a good player. You think he's a good signing. I get it.
I think he's a very good player, actually.
But good segue on to Mount.
Overpaid?
Well, it's hard because you've just got in there and said 9s are fair. 9 is not fair. 9 is extremely good.
Like unbelievably good. Like
10 out of 10's perfect, and you've given this guy near on perfect. Yeah. What do we do now? I don't know where we go from it. To be honest with you,
I think I was being fair.
Well, both of you did it, but 9's to me.
Okay, but what you have to understand is every single panel on any single great show has people who, like Simon Cowell, who don't give out willy-nilly 9s. And then you have people like Paula Abdul, and you can call us the Paula Abdul and the Big Dog that are giving out good ratings.
Going on here? I told you it's Friday show.
Who's Randy Jackson? Which one's Randy?
I'm Randy. He's Paula Abdul.
Oh, are you? You're Randy, are you? Okay, pause.
Mr. Randy.
I don't know what Randy's story is, but I'm just thinking fair skin. He should be Paula.
So we can set the bar for what's a 10 signing for this window.
See, it doesn't give any like leeway. It doesn't give any leeway for me having that
maybe
as a 9.
Kendall, maybe I think there is no better signing this window.
Maybe you do. Maybe you do more. That's right.
Yeah, you know what? Based on what they're saying, fair. I'm willing to drop mine down, but I was just trying to be nice to Chelsea for a second.
No, I don't get it.
Randy comes in peace.
Okay, so let's say. Okay, you know what? This is a great like a great discussion. Who do you think had a better signing as a player this summer, money-wise?
McAllister.
So you think McAllister is a better player than Nkunku?
That's not what I said. I said for the better signing. So money-wise, being actually proven himself within the Premier League, being a needed signing.
Yeah, which is relevant.
So
very good. You get very good argument.
Test.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
I was actually earlier on trying to work out who. I think Timber's a great signing, by the way. I think Timber's a really good signing.
Okay, so we dropped.
I don't know much about him.
You think McAllister is better than Nkunku? We all agree on that? Yeah,
I think
McAllister's good. But I asked a question. I asked a question, and people. Okay, you guys were not on this show. I asked a question, and people didn't like it in the comments. If it wasn't for the World Cup and the 7 games, 6 of them that McAllister played, would we have said that McAllister?
Yes.
Would you have said that McAllister?
Still for 35 million.
Sorry, respectfully, but look at every single Brighton player, is being given props, right? Caicedo's being spoke about for how much. Every single Brighton player, because of how good Brighton have been, that, yes, people would still, like, because Caicedo had an okay. He didn't go as far as McAllister in the World Cup, and people were talking about him like that. So, it's Brighton have just been that damn.
But I think the hype. McAllister is a good player, right? McAllister is a very good. For me, he's a good player. Does he move the needle for Liverpool?
What, for 40 million? Yeah, hell yeah.
The thing is, I understand the conversation around hype about McAllister, because I do think there is an element of overhypedness around him as a player. Overhypedness is not a word, whatever, but that's my word, right? So I do understand that element because of the World Cup and because he was like a shining star and things like that. But for the price, for midfielders of his caliber, World Cup aside, like just of Brighton, midfielders of his caliber going for 35 million. I know it was a clause.
Was it 35?
So hold on,
so,
it's
yeah.
not 35.
I know someone's...
So are we doing 35 or we're doing 35 plus 20?
This is another parameter that needs to be set.
Yeah.
Like, because no one knows. Because listen, if
the context
maybe,
too much,
if Miguel's talking about
him,
an Arsenal fan,
we said about eating his lunch. If he eats his lunch on time, he makes 20 more million or something. We don't know the incentives.
I was so confused.
We don't know the incentives, Daps. It might be if they make Champions League.
I'm just gonna go with like the base fee, which is 35 million, which is the facilitation clause. That's what I'm going with based on that, because I'm sure all of the deals have some form of add-ons somewhere along the way that we just don't even know about. So I'll go with that.
Kunku definitely will at Chelsea. He'll 100% have some bonus schemes there as well, bro. So
I think just that's my opinion. I think like his caliber.
Let me do the super chat from Smokey saying, Igal, if they replace Havertz with Nkunku and you're giving it a 9, what does it say about Havertz? We're going to come to Havertz because it's going to be a shocking rating, I'm sure. But
so I agree on
McAllister. Saying Harvey Barnes in the comment, please. Stop saying Harvey Barnes.
Oh God, I can't even see the comments. But Mo's
a big fan of Harvey Barnes. Big fan of Harvey Barnes.
We'll talk about
him at AC Milan.
Oh, AC Milan, you know. Oh, God damn.
Who's on about Harvey Barnes in the comments?
Instead of Kovacic,
okay, let's talk about let's talk about Mason Mount a little bit.
Sorry, can I just say, McAllister, if you're going to give him Kunku a 9 out of 10, I'm going to give McAllister a 9 out of 10 as well.
I agree. I never said anything. I actually was going to give McAllister a 9 because of the money they spent.
Yeah,
a 9. I never said
they did it at, and
I'm being too nice today. I'm giving another 9. What's going on?
You're in a happy mood.
I actually think McAllister at the moment, him and
best value for money.
These two signings exactly equal. It's
you know what? It's second best signing for money, because their man might be the best.
Kovacic.
Okay,
the difference between Kovacic and the rest, we can talk about Kovacic. Kovacic is a great signing. He doesn't have a resale value. But these two have resale value.
Yeah, that's a value.
If they improve and they want to replace them, they can sell them for even more money. But Kovacic is going to be the end of this. Is probably his last big contract.
Fan said to me today, he put world-class potential for McAllister. Do you guys believe that?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, in the midfield, absolutely. I think McAllister can be absolutely an amazing midfielder.
I fully disagree there. I don't think I've seen enough world-class potential. Maybe I haven't seen enough of him, but
if you're
last season, you'd have been saying
ginger midfielder, which ginger midfielder's crap? None. Paul Scholes, class. Kevin De Bruyne, class. Well, not ginger, but strawberry blonde. You know what I mean? McAllister, going to be good. I'm afraid.
Hold on. Are we doing this show based on skin color now? Yeah. This is the skin color show.
Don't you have a ginger? Don't you have a ginger?
Well, yeah, exactly. Sean Longstaff. See, lovely. Welcome.
1 second.
What is going on with this? What?
What's going on there?
What? She's rating players based on like if it's a ginger guy. What?
Well, listen, people rate managers. No, people are rating managers on if they're bald. So I don't know what Igal's laughing about. I have no idea what's going on.
Sean Longstaff.
Oh my God. Okay.
People, please run up the lights. I don't know what lights we're on, but people, please take 2 seconds out just to smash that like button. Helps push us to new audience and whatever else. Yeah, this doesn't seem like the type of show that I can even take time out to push the likes because it's going to go wild.
It's Friday night, bro. What do you think?
Sorry, who were we talking about a second ago? Hair colours.
We're talking about ginger midfielders in the history.
No,
of
but
the
just
Premier
be
League.
serious. I just for a little second, like I wasn't being actually serious, but genuinely, there's been no bad ginger midfielders.
Steve
So you are
Lomas.
serious.
Steve Lomas wasn't all that at City.
I don't actually know who that is.
In
but
like '95, he played for City. Steve Lomas.
Scott McTominay.
I was just born there. All right. Well, that's just ended the conversation.
That's
Lovely.
all right. When it comes to you, it'll be good.
Fantastic.
The younger.
Wow,
long
you'll have a
staff.
ginger
fine.
pivot.
The younger long staff.
Oh, he's been released, so it's all right.
Look, I was
Yeah, the highlight of his career, that goal against Man United. That's the highlight of
Literally,
his
that's what he lived off. I'm afraid.
Anyway, let's move
Okay.
on from. Oh,
Continue.
here we go.
Oh my god.
A man
what's
who
going
doesn't
on?
have ginger
Oh.
hair.
How's everyone doing?
We're good.
How are you?
Was
No,
I wrong,
no.
Dawood? Was I wrong, Dawood? Do you know a bad ginger midfielder?
No.
See,
What?
there. Rest
Can't
me
think of
case.
one.
Rest
Can't
me
think of one.
case.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is how Newcastle scout their players. Get me a ginger. Get me a ginger midfielder, and we're cooking.
We've got our world class ginger midfielder, man. We are
Got a
right.
ginger wing in Anthony Gordon as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but that's dyed ginger, isn't it? It's not really ginger.
Well,
It's
dye your
let's
hair
bring-
ginger. Who does
ble-
that?
bit bleached.
I know. I want
Anyways.
my hair to be ginger. Who does that?
Is that new trend now? Everyone's dyeing their hair blonde.
Yeah. Do it when this show finishes. Dye your hair ginger. Everyone's doing it, bro. Jump on it.
Nah, man. Nah.
No,
I'll get
honestly,
kicked-
you'd look.
I'll
really
get
good.
kicked out from my house. I don't want to be homeless just yet.
Wow.
What is going on?
I don't know, Mo.
So that would bring
You're
me
the
up to
host.
speed.
You have no control of this show whatsoever.
I have no control, bro. I have zero control of my.
Anyway,
anything.
so Liverpool. Have Liverpool signed anyone else? McAllister.
No, let's bring Dawood up to speed. Let's explain to Dawood what we're doing. Dawood, we're actually rating every signing individually. So we started with Nkunku, and I said it's a 9 out of 10 signing. Igal said 9, and Kindle and Daps said 8. McAllister is a 9. Value for money.
Okay,
It's
one
value for
second.
money.
If it's 9 out of 10, does that mean that it's guaranteed that he's going to work? Like,
What does that mean? Guaranteed? Nothing
As
is
in,
guaranteed.
like-
Is
No, 'cause
anything
we're more
guaranteed in your life?
basing
Are
it
you
on-
guaranteed
no,
in your life?
now.
because when Haaland signed for Man City, everyone said it's guaranteed that he's going to score goals, going to work. That's a 10 out of 10 signing. If something's like a 9 out of 10, he's more likely he's gonna work out for the rest of the season. Is it like, why are we judging the Libertines out? Is it like the player itself, or like if it's guaranteed that he's
I
gonna?
think if we're giving
Well,
them
nothing guaranteed. He can tear his hamstring for his game and just it's going to be
Yeah.
done. There's nothing
Yeah,
guaranteed.
no.
that
I
was
think it's
the
simply
way-
just like
the
talk
way
about,
I
like,
was the way I was rating it
fees.
was value for money and
Yeah.
how much you rate that signing.
Okay.
So like if you
Anyway,
don't
can we move on to what did Liverpool Szoboszlai? How's that?
Oh, no, we have to rate that 100%.
3 out of 10.
3,
She
why?
hated because he should have gone Newcastle.
No, it's not just because I really wanted him, and I'm actually gutted, like genuinely gutted that he went to Liverpool. So
Why, has he got ginger
genuinely
hair?
gutted. Sadly not. Sadly
Do you
not.
like the guy? Like, do you like the guy?
I don't know enough.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be honest with you. I can't rate it because I don't know enough about him.
Is it? Oh.
70 million euros. Is that 60 million pounds?
60 million pounds. I'd give that 8 out of 10.
I
Okay,
get
Yeah,
that.
I'll
you
give
know
that
what?
a
You know
10.
what? I rate
70.
the player, but at the same time, I'm not gonna give it a crazy I think 70 million euros was it? What was it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
70
six-
million
70
euros,
million
60 million
euros.
pounds or something.
70
yeah.
million euros. So I'm gonna say 7 out of 10 for this one. And
I'm
then
surprised-
It's
I'm
an interesting one because at the end of the season, we'll see who has been more of an
So,
impact. to
yes,
Liverpool.
but let me ask you a question. If McAllister is 35, and this is McAllister, World Cup winner, did that well for Brighton, everything, and Szoboszlai, Hungarian player, played in the Bundesliga for RB Leipzig, good player and everything,
different player though.
but then you spend double the money or almost double the money. Is
Because
that-
he's
bigger
more
risk.
attacking.
That just tells you how good the McAllister signing is for me. You've got
Yes.
a proven Premier League player, proven World Cup winner for 35 million. That just tells you just how.
Right,
good
are you
McAllister is.
surprised that not that many calls went from McAllister? Because I was surprised.
I think Liverpool just got it done so damn quickly.
Yeah.
I think there was a release clause, right? So it's pretty sure.
but still, other clubs could have gone in for the release clause. It's just literally.
Well, it was like
they
a
got their
facilitation. It was a facilitation clause, wasn't it? Not a general release clause. So it was like up to Brighton who they negotiated with.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it wasn't like, play 35 million, you get the player. It's a facilitation clause. So Brighton had a say in who they negotiated with, as long as the player was on board with that, and as long as the club paid that facilitation clause, and they could speak to them, if that makes sense.
Sounds techie. Sounds like if we did that, we'd get accused of breaking a law. To be frank with you,
it wasn't like a offside clause, like a release clause necessarily.
You guys sold an academy player, and people are looking into it, saying it's too much money for an academy.
bro. We sold. No, the key with this is we sold a goalkeeper, who's had a clean sheet. He's England under-21s goalkeeper. Every single game in the Euros or World Cup, whichever it is, clean sheets every single game. We've sold him for 20 million. So he's English. He's a young goalkeeper who's playing for England under-21s of a good level.
Is that James Trafford?
You think that's okay? And Daps, you think that's okay?
What, 20 million?
20 million for it under-21
Bro,
goalkeeper
have you seen the price?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen the price?
That's dodgy.
Stop accusing me.
No problem.
Stop. For someone who hasn't featured once in the first team, 20 million is okay for you.
Just saying.
Bro, why would it not be okay for me?
It's of course it's okay for you.
I'm gonna let other people say it.
On a real.
One second. It gets worse. They sold the captain for the under-21s, who's never played a game in the Premier League, never played a game at a professional level yet, for 10 million plus add-ons, adding him up to 15 million.
Hold on. So that's the one going to Southampton, right? Hold on. So that's the one going to Southampton. Okay, hold on. So let's be clear with this. Southampton's head of recruitment, I think, for the youth team, is ex-Manchester City, right? He brought Lavia there last season. How much did they pay for Lavia? And how much are they about to get for Lavia?
True.
Right?
True.
So he knows. And again, you want to
yeah.
talk about Shea, he's been captain of our under-23s who have just done a three-peat. In that league. So again, for 10 million, I guarantee you it's a year flip. Was saying to Cass earlier, Southampton are now realising, get these City youngers, because it's a quick flip. They come in, play well. So unless you're trying to say that now City have every single Premier League team on their payroll.
No.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I think it's fine.
That's kind of true.
I'm just merely saying people are struggling to sell their professional starters in the Premier League, but Man City have somehow found a way.
Hold on, bro.
Maybe you're not as successful as Man City.
Hold on. No. If you're going to do Igal.
Nobody. If we sold.
One second. Everyone, let me finish, right? And then you understand where I'm coming from. I am not sitting.
Don't yell at us. Please don't yell at us.
I'm not sitting here and accusing anybody of anything. I'm not sitting here saying anything.
Bro, don't do that.
I am merely telling you what I am seeing online.
Igal, you spoke now.
I'm merely
you can come in and say that and go, but I'm not saying nothing.
Daps,
we know what you're doing, Igal.
Daps, I am bringing you a conversation that people are saying because the topic came up.
So what you just said there about other clubs are struggling to sell their professional players, but Man City are no problem. We want to sell Laporte. We're having to sell Laporte for 25 million because we're struggling to sell Laporte. So it's the same on us, but younger players with many years ahead of them, Southampton, Burnley, they've realised it's a flip. Lavia is a prime example. It's a way you go and buy him.
Let me just say something.
I was going to say, it's like us.
David Raya for 40 million and this young kid for 20 million for a goalkeeper. I think that's crazy.
But that's like saying if we sold our youth players, so like imagine we sold Ethan and Wary for £15 million. All the Arsenal fans that watched him would say that's worth it. But other fans from different clubs, they'll say, how is Arsenal selling Ethan Ware for 50? We've never seen him play. But we know how much he's worth. Man City fans know how much they've spent. Man City and Chelsea have got the best youth team in the country.
Yeah.
They've put so much money into youth squad. They bring out so much. Come on, man. We can't question
you guys a question once again. 20 million for a player who's never played at the professional level. 15 million potentially for another player who's never played at the professional level.
Yeah.
It's fair for people to question it. It's not.
Absolutely
they're not accusing you of anything. They're literally just saying.
No, they are accusing.
How are they
you know
doing
that. You know.
No, but these youth players will never get into their first team. They'll never get into their squad. So,
no, how much? Someone bring up how much did Southampton pay for Lavia?
Quite
probably only like 10. I think it was
Right.
only probably about
And-
10, 15.
and how much are they about selling for? Yeah. So
Yeah.
look, Chelsea do it. Everyone
yeah.
does it all the time. Everyone does it all the time. They buy players from Brazil, Argentina, bring them over and flip them. Chelsea are doing that at the moment, yeah?
Yeah.
But because it's City and because Vincent Kompany is a manager of Burnley, bro, are you really trying to say Burnley and City have some relationship going on now? Come on, man.
Yeah, I think Man City's youth team and
I'm pretty
Chelsea.
sure the fact that company has worked at City, there is a relationship. I'm not
Okay, no
saying-
problem. So of the 20 club so all the clubs that complained about Manchester City in their spending, Burnley were one of them. But now they're trying to give us money. Yeah, okay, no problem. Make that make sense.
Yeah, it's true.
Why you're
Bro,
so defensive?
What are you talking about? I merely just said
Daps, Daps.
club
Yo,
captain.
Mo, I'm
Igal,
sure.
Igal,
Why am I
Igal,
so
Igal,
defensive?
Igal.
Hold on.
Wait, Igal.
Hold
let
on.
me explain.
Mo,
Dawood,
why am I
Dawood
so
explained it
defensive
really
after the
well.
two we've had. Come on, bro.
No. I mean, like Dawood told me, Dawood explained it really well. He said, we don't know. They sold a player for 15. I don't know that keeper. So I'm like thinking a youth
I
player.
know why
for
you're angry.
we
with it,
actually
'cause
let me
you
just
can't
explain
get no
something.
good
I
money for
actually
your
think
goalkeeper,
about
so
it.
you're
I
just
actually
you're
think
just angry
about
because
it.
of that.
We just sold a young kid that never
Well,
had one
more
game for
you.
us for
More
15
for you.
for 15 million for Chelsea. So yeah, I
More
see
for
what you're
you.
saying.
But
I see
bro,
what you're saying. You're not
it's-
listening. You're not listening. I'm actually backing.
not.
I said
You're right,
that
I'm
we
not.
sold that player. We sold that Cassidy guy for Chelsea for 15 million. So it lines up. Yes.
Anyway, it's what it is, man. It's what it is.
I am with you here. I'm not against you.
You know what? I'll give Southampton a 5.
Do you know what? There's another example, actually. That Don that went to the guy that left City went to Wolfsburg, and now they've just sold him to Dortmund for a load of
Who,
money.
Felix
Again,
Amicha?
yeah, that's another flip. That anyway, we move.
Anyway,
what?
moving on
Your
from that.
academy
We're not going to talk about that signing. We don't know that kid.
There you go.
Kovacic,
No, but we're
8 out of
talking about
10.
the flip. They bought him for X amount. They're selling him for more. I'm just talking about flipping
Well,
money.
it's
bro.
great.
Anyway,
You think
we've
the
done
goalkeeper
we've
for
done both
Burnley will
Liverpool,
go
right?
for it? Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
I thought we were on Kovacic. Have I just made that up?
Do we move on?
We'll
to
talk about
Kovacic?
Kovacic. For
I don't
me,
know.
the Kovacic deal for 25 million euros is fantastic.
Oh, 9 out of 10. Lovely.
It's a great signing. I'll give it an 8, to be honest. Just because he doesn't have a resale value. That's what I think. But I think as a player, he adds a lot to Man City. Listen, this guy at Real Madrid was great. At Chelsea, by the way, Chelsea just have like the Chelsea fans have memory, the fish memory. You know what I mean? Like they forget really quickly.
No,
You know what I
Kovacic,
mean?
They're
Like
not
Ted
knocking
Lasso, I'm
Kovacic,
serious.
bro.
Most of them said, "I'll get him out. He's injury prone," but they forget how he was very good for them.
I haven't
But
heard
just-
that.
he's
I'll
got-
be honest. I haven't heard that of Chelsea fans.
I've
He's
heard
one
that on
they've
Twitter.
kind of-
Like people said, he's injury prone. Yes, we got rid of him. Let's replace him with somebody else. I think Kovacic still had a lot to offer. Even for 20 game, Kovacic gives you a lot
Yeah,
on
he
the
signed
pitch.
out
I
when
think he's
Tuchel
a
left. He
class
signed out.
player. I think he's a class player. I think Kovacic is
I like him.
the
I
way
think,
he moves with the
I think he's obviously he's a bit better defensively than Gundogan, but he doesn't hit the box like Gundogan. He's not going to get the goals like Gundogan. But I do think his transition of play is very, very good. He's good. He's hard to press, press resistant, and his passing's very, very good as well. I think he's going to be a surprise, but I think 8's fair because of the injuries he had last season and because of his age. I think he has a role at City, and his role is basically to come in for 3 seasons max, maybe 4. To be fair, sometimes in that role you can play till a bit later, until Foden is fully ready to come into that role. I think he's one of the rare ones because City usually like to get players younger, but with this one, I think it's a bit of, you know what, he's going to do the job until we get the midfielder or Foden steps up to that level. So I'm happy with 8. And I also think, by the way, there is another key thing with him is the fact that he is Croatian. And I honestly believe at City, the way I've watched it over years with having multiple Brazilians, multiple Portuguese, all speaking the same language, I think they've thought it makes sense as well because it's going to help to pull Gvardiol and make Gvardiol happy when he arrives there. So, yeah, man, I'm very happy with it. Very happy.
So Smokey with another super chat. Let me just do the Zach. I see you super chat about Barnes. I'm gonna do them when we talk about Barnes versus Rashford and all what you have. But Smokey sittings here saying, Daps, what are your thoughts on Taylor Harwood, Billy's, and what do you see for him going forward? I don't know who that is, but to be honest.
Yeah, he's played for England under 21s again,
Defender.
and he's been at Burnley on loan, I think, all season. Unfortunately, I'd love to say, you know what, he can stay in and around the squad, but I think he's going to have to take another loan, or he might just want to. Yeah, come on, bro. He's not going to push. If we get Gvardiol, we've got Gvardiol, Diaz, Akanji, Stones, Ake. I think he has to take a loan at very least. I think it's the same as with Cole Palmer. That now where Cole Palmer is, Pep clearly trusted him to keep him around the first team for 2 seasons, but he hasn't broken in. So when I saw he was linked with Brighton, I'm thinking that makes sense to a good quality Premier League team. If you can get in that team and stamp your, secure your place, then there might still be a future at City. But it's hard, man. It's hard to get these players in. They have to be of a certain level. So
I would give Kovacic a 7, and I just feel like it's great. It's a good signing, and I think 7 is very fair. The only reason why I have other guys a little bit higher is, one, because of course the sell back clause and the sell on clause and everything else. And I do feel like he's not going to be a starter that's going to impact your team that much. I don't think he's going to be a big impact signing. Where Gvardiol, even though he's going to cost a lot of money, if you do get Gvardiol over the line, I'll give that an 8, because I do think he's a quality player and he could transform the way you guys play. You could play more of a back 3, not as many back 4s, and it gives you another quality.
But you'd only give him an 8.
What? I'm giving.
But you'd only give Gvardiol an 8.
Yeah, because you're still paying a lot of money. If it was the
I'm not going to talk about Gvardiol now until
if it
they
was
get him.
value for money, I would give him a 9. But it's not value.
Noted.
That's why later on you'll see my ratings. It's going to be the same.
Cool.
So what do you guys think about Kovacic? Did you guys think that he actually went to City? Maybe he could have had more impact if he goes to Arsenal or Newcastle or Man United.
I think it was value for money, really and truly. That's what it is.
Why do you think it shows, like, if you go to Man City, do you think you said Igal he wouldn't start, but if he goes to Arsenal, he would have started on that left side. I think if he goes to Man United, he would have started. If he goes to Newcastle, he would have started. Why do you think it shows City though?
Play on the Pep.
Man City won the Gvardiol thing. That's definitely a reason. The connection of having multiple people that sing the same language to make people more welcome. I've seen that with my own club, bringing in more Brazilians, bringing in players to back them. That's Newcastle did that when they brought in Bruno. They had they already had Joe Linton, right? So I do think that's one of the main reasons. But the main thing is Chelsea were looking to sell players, and everyone in world football knew they were looking to sell players. So when they were looking to sell Premier League proven players, Manchester City seen a good value for money in Kovacic, and they pounced, just like Arsenal and Manchester United seen value for money in some of the players that they had to offer.
I think, look, guys. Also, sorry, just quickly, there's another thing. He's actually said himself in his interview when he arrived, he said, I had a great time at Chelsea, but that chapter's over. Now I want to go on and win things. Like, he literally said, I want to go on and win things. Yeah.
We won the Champions League.
Yeah, but over the last, I think he even made reference to that we had that good period, but it's kind of dipped. And now I want to get back to winning stuff. I think he actually said, get back to winning stuff. So I think that is the reason. What? He said it, bro.
Are you calling him a snake?
Yeah. What are you up? No, I'm saying what he's... No, hold on. No, I'm not saying anything. All I'm doing is telling you what he said.
Chelsea. That's a dig at Chelsea.
What were you calling him a snake then?
No, that's a dig at Chelsea.
Okay.
Guys, over 800 of you here. Can we get the likes at least?
Dislike me now, like just because they don't like you, bro. Like,
the guy loves drama. He absolutely loves it. I can see it in his eyes.
Guys, can we get the likes up?
Yeah,
we'll get the likes up, please.
I'm in a bad mood already, and Igal's not helping it.
Igal's not helping. 800 people here. Can we get the likes up at least to 400? Guys, the like button look like this underneath your live chat. It's free. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it helps push this video to the next one. Okay? So hit that like button. It helps the channel massively. It's not going to cost you anything, but it helps us really, really well. I want to go to Newcastle. Tonali deal, though. I want to talk about Tonali. I'm leaving Arsenal to the last thing. Tonali thing. How much do we value this guy? Like, okay, people are going to call me biased. I think he's good. Is he worth that much money? I don't think so. But
Yeah.
he's very young, which means
We actually don't know the fee though yet because it's been reported completely differently in the UK and in Italy. So I actually don't know what the genuine fee is.
I agree with you because I was listening. I said that before. I was listening to the Northeast correspondent for the Daily Mail, and he said I was very close to Newcastle, and he said that the fee is about £50 million. But in Italy, AC Milan are telling the reporters and telling the journalists that it's 60+ million pounds, which is about 70 plus, because they don't want to piss off the fans and the ultras in Milan, which is serious, by the way, because in Milan, the reported fee is about like 70 to 80 million euros or something. And Newcastle are saying that's not true. We didn't pay that much money.
The media in Newcastle are saying it's actually nowhere near 50 million either. Like the 50 million report, they said it's not anywhere near that. So I don't know. I genuinely don't know what we've paid for.
I think
I
that's
don't believe the media would do that. I don't believe.
I just don't know what we've paid or anything.
Absolutely, you're right. We don't know what the fee is. We have no idea. And the difference, bro, between Italy and England is about 15 million pounds, which is a lot of money.
But that would buy you a City goalkeeper, to be fair.
It's ridiculous. Fabrizio said 70 million euros, which is like 60 million pounds. I don't think Newcastle paid that much.
No,
I actually don't think
I don't, because
we've
shied away from other deals at that price, so I just can't. Can't see us going in for that money. But honestly, who knows at this stage?
We can only go based off the price that we've been rumored, and it's 70 million euros. They said, right?
This guy.
Well, 50 million in the UK, 50 million pounds.
Why are you so cheeky? This stream, you got like you say like. What is
had some Haribo.
What do you say on Newcastle side? What do you say Newcastle side? They're trying to lowball the value.
I'm giving credit to Newcastle. Forget about value for money. Newcastle, this is a club changing signing. This changes the way people look at their club. This is one of those things where when Man City went out and they signed Robinho, or what was his name?
Yeah, Robinho.
This is that kind of signing. This is that signing that we've joined the party. This is the signing that people are going to look back at years from now and say this is when their club started to transform. Or you can go back even and say it was Bruno. Up to you. But I think Tonali adds to the quality level that they're getting to, and this is a great signing.
Very good signing.
Because of the money, I don't know what the valuation is. I can't really factor that in. But based off what I said with other signings, I think I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Tonali, I don't even know how he's going to perform, but based on how he's rated and what I've watched from him, he's a quality player and he's going to improve the quality level at their squad. And that's what they needed. They needed level raisers, and this is the definition.
And the age as well. The fact he's coming at that age that he could have a long career at Newcastle. And look, the thing is, like, there was players that joined City. And people thought, like even Aguero, people thought he'd only be there for a few years. Arabic hospitality, they look after people, and that makes people stay. So you could look at this person and think, you could look at him and think, do you know what, he could stay there for 10 years. So when you're looking at the age, look, I'm not lying on that as well. Arabics do pride themselves on hospitality. So
yeah, they'll give them a couple of hotels.
Imagine him and Bruno.
And
Bruno could be the midfield that transforms their club for their
100%. Like Yaya and David Silva.
Here's what I think about Tonali.
Yeah.
Very similar to Bruno Guimaraes. A dog on the pitch, fights a lot, tackles in, runs a lot on the pitch everywhere. He's very good. Don't watch compilations of him. He's actually a player that is similar to Gattuso, but with a better passing a little bit. Very similar to Gattuso, if you guys remember. He's not like the guy that passes the ball around. He's not like someone like a KDB. Like, he doesn't get you a lot of goals. He's like a little bit deeper than the player that people think they got. I don't know why Newcastle would sign someone like him other than they wanted a marquee signing, because they have Bruno and they have Joe Linton, and I thought that they would need a 10 unless they're looking at the future, because I don't think an Italian player in the Premier League, even if he performs, will be sold for more than that money. Like, if they try to sell the guy again, is he going to go for 100 million? Do we think
selling back to it is hard, isn't it? Selling back to it is
exactly.
Hard,
you are already in the most expensive league. If you're going to sell him outside of England, you're not going to get that much money.
But hold on.
However, he's a very. But let me just continue this.
With where Newcastle were going. Hold on that point. Where Newcastle were going, with what they're trying to do and what they're trying to build, do you really think Newcastle are actually looking at the sell-on value? Do you think
They
that's
aren't.
like
No,
No,
they
they
aren't.
can-
No.
But I always watch Man City looking at the resale value when they sign players. By the way,
I
Yeah,
disagree with
at
you,
this
to be
stage, yeah.
fair.
But Man City were not doing that back in 09.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
weren't. But Newcastle are smart. Newcastle are not doing Man City 09 or they're not. Newcastle are moving.
Newcastle, they take.
Newcastle learned. Like it's not bad. They're learning from Man City. But anyway, in my opinion, I'm not saying Tonali is a bad player. I thought they would need somebody else. If Tonali joined Arsenal, for example, he would have been someone in that midfield along with Declan Rice, would allow Declan Rice to move forward.
Yeah.
I've been told many times by Newcastle fans, Kinder can correct me if I'm wrong, that they want to see Bruno Guimaraes higher on the pitch. And I don't think that he is that kind of player. I think Bruno Guimaraes is more of a 60 defensive, 40 offensive player, or even 70 defensive player. I don't see him as an offensive player at all. I see him more of a dogfight, tackle, get the ball, interceptions, doing all the hard work. So Tonali is kind of similar to that, unless Eddie Howe transformed, Joao Linton, Almiron, a lot of Willock now is playing out of his skin, in my opinion, even Fabian Schär. So maybe he can change Tonali to something else. 23 years old is very young.
Or maybe he's going to change Bruno.
Maybe, but we've watched Bruno for a year and a half now.
What is your rating?
For that signing, I'll give it a 7 or a 6.5.
Do you not rate him because of rivalry? Or
He's good. I think he's too expensive for what he offers on the pitch, as of what I saw. I'm going only for what I saw over the past 2 seasons from him. He's a good player, but he's shy always in the big games. He is still young. Guys, this is guy that he was at Brescia just 2 years ago, right? It's only 2 years at Milan. Okay, the first season he was good. Ben Nasser was the one in that midfield. Francessia was the one. He's still learning from them. This year he took more of a front seat in that Milan midfield. Very good player, but let me just he isn't a Barella. He isn't. Let me say at Juventus even. You know what I mean? Like he isn't like that kind.
How's
He's not
Barella?
that player yet. Barella is much older than him. Barella is 25, 26.
I don't think you can really compare it in that either. Like I think it's like very different context. Like I just, and as well, like I wasn't really going to say much because obviously it's my club. Don't really want to speak.
No, I want you to say your opinion about.
But I just think the way we play, we're probably one of the fittest teams in the league, I would say, just with the way that we play football. Very physical as well. Obviously, Joel is now like an enforcer in midfield. And Bruno's kind of like, as you say, Mo, he's like a bit of an in-between. Like he intercepts a lot, but he also does create a lot for us in that midfield because that's how we play football now. I don't know how Tonali's going to fit in because his profile of player, I think he's very versatile. He can play as a 6, he can play as an 8, whatever. I think he's really, really versatile. So that's what Eddie Howe likes when he kind of mixes things up a little bit. I didn't actually think he would be the person we went for initially because I thought we'd probably go for an actual 6, like a proper DM. So it'd be interesting to see where he fits. But he improves us immediately. He improves our physicality, he improves our quality in midfield. He's an upgrade on the likes of Longstaff. So he automatically improves us regardless of what he has done before. And as we say, he's still really, really young. So in terms of like moldable players, we've already seen every single player in our squad's improved with our system, with our manager. So for me, that's like, I don't watch Serie A. So in general, I watch a few games here and there, but I don't watch Serie A enough to know him as a player outside of how good he's been for his national team, obviously under 23s, under 21s, whatever you want to call it, national team. And just the bits and bobs that I've seen of him in the Champions League. But for me, that wasn't a great picture because he hasn't actually been phenomenal in the Champions League. So you can't really paint it off that. So I
agree with you.
So I can't even like.
Who are we talking on now?
On Tonali still. So I can't even really judge him because I actually don't know much about him.
The thing about it is that I think if you're going to get a player from the Italian league, there is no English tax here, right? You shouldn't pay that much money. Like, you're not going to get a Declan Rice. You're not going to get someone who played for Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool. You're not. You're going to get somebody from Milan who are struggling for money. So I think, for example, if they're valuing Onana at 50, 60 million and you pay euros and you pay 70 million for Tonali, that's overpaying. That's what I think.
That's what I think. I don't think he paid that, but I know what you're saying.
the player himself is good. I get what you're saying. Improves the squad, better than Longstaff for sure. But he's very young. I think you overpaid for him. That's what I think about him.
Don't you think Newcastle? Sorry. Yeah.
Let me just do this. Smokey saying, who's better, Caicedo or Tonali? Listen, Frank Caicedo was the superstar at Milan 2 seasons ago. He was fantastic with them, and then he fell off, and he didn't want to sign a new contract. Went to Barcelona, and if anybody watched Barcelona last year, Frank Caicedo was atrocious, absolutely atrocious. Every time he stepped on that pitch, he had one good game or two. That's why they want to offload him now. They're willing to just sell the guy. They got him for free. Any money, you take Caicedo off their hands. Yeah. So I think Tonali is a better player at the moment. Go ahead, Dawood.
Now, I was just going to say about when you were saying about you signing a number 6. You wanted a number 6. I feel like number 6s now are going for premium prices. You see Caicedo going for 100 million, Declan Rice going for 100 million, Enzo Fernandez going for 105 million, or whatever it was. I just feel like nowadays, I think it's like a trend. Every few years, there's always a certain position.
Yeah, it's because of multiple clubs. It's supply and demand. A lot of people need a 6 at the moment. So
I think that's why Newcastle didn't sign a 6, because they're not going to end up spending 100 million on a 6. And Tonali, I think, is perfect for Newcastle, is because he's at a period in his career where he's building up his career. He's at the beginning stage, and Newcastle are at the beginning stages of their career, and they can grow together and keep. Like I watched Newcastle. I watched Newcastle last season or season before when I went to. I watched them against Arsenal, and the way they go around the pitch with Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, Longstaff, it's crazy. And
I think that's what they're doing. Yeah. They're becoming very.
You were at the game when we lost top 4?
When we lost 2-0, yeah, at Newcastle.
I feel bad.
And then we got absolutely bullied. And then if put Tonali in there, I can't see that many teams going through that midfield three of Tonali,
that's
Joe
only
Linton,
what I was going to say. And I always thought this with Newcastle, because I saw it with City, that we needed Mancini to come in and play that pragmatic football that, make sure you're solid at the back first. That's the most important thing. And I think that's what Newcastle are doing. The beauty is that they can hit on the counter so quickly that, they can do that. But let's move on from Newcastle.
I want to do the super chat before Zach. Thank you for the super chat. He said since 2021, Harvey Barnes 28 goals, 15 assists, and 91 appearances. Rashford 32 goals, 16 assists in 97 appearances. Barnes is perfectly acceptable for this level. Though selling Alan Saint-Maximin,
are you Zach?
For him would be no. Why?
Oh. Harvey Barnes drop.
Harvey Barnes is a quality
See,
player.
I know everyone's laughing at Harvey Barnes, right? Which I get, because obviously everyone in this age wants like this Hollywood signing. They want, Newcastle linked with Neymar, Newcastle linked with such and such. It's just not going to happen, right? We're not that sort of club at the moment. We haven't got that sort of clout in terms of, Neymar want to sign for Newcastle. It's just not like that. We also are not willing to absolutely obliterate our wage structure for a player who's not going to fit into Eddie Howe's system, because he's very much so specific with the players that he brings in and how they're going to fit into the system and how he would be able to coach them. Harvey Barnes, to me, I actually don't see anything wrong with the signing. If it's for 35 million, I genuinely don't see a negative. He's homegrown, he's young, he'll fit into our system fine, covers a few positions. He's an Eddie Howe type player, so he'll love it. I genuinely don't.
As long as Tottenham don't come in for him, then you might be in trouble.
Yeah, we'll argue about it. Get Jay on. No, but I genuinely actually don't see any issue with it at all. He wouldn't have been my first thought, don't get us wrong, but I think he's a decent player. And I just, as well, on that note, we have also admitted to using the Telegraph as a smoke screen in the media, because with the Barella thing, because they were like, Barella's nearly done, and then we went and signed Tonali, and we weren't actually even remotely in for Barella anyway. So I just don't know whether this is because for me, this is not like one of them signings that they've wanted to make as like a big bang signing. It's not. So I don't know whether we've got something else in mind, or whether this is because it just seems weird that's being reported on, because normally the way we conduct business now, it's like if it's reported on, it's done. So I don't know what's happening at the minute, but
probably Harvey Barnes' agent throwing out there.
Yeah, maybe. But I personally don't see anything wrong with the signing. And as I say, I know everyone's going to think it's not. They're expecting us to be linked with the big names and the big superstars and stuff. But that's just not how we are.
It's not how you do it.
We
You haven't done that.
It's just another astute signing. And as I say, it's not. I'm not wow. glamorous or whatever, but I think
Daps.
it's a decent signing for Deps.
Yes. Mo.
Simple question. If Harvey Barnes goes to Newcastle, is my prediction from a year ago, is
Mad.
it true now? He going to Newcastle, top 6?
Oh my.
What was your prediction?
So basically,
A year
when Mo
ago-
was- when
a
Mo
year
was
ago-
no, it's when Mo was over here. Yeah, we went to see. So after the World Cup finished, we went to see Leicester played. Was it a League Cup game?
MK
against
Dons.
MK Dons. So we went to see it because it's near my house. And on the way there, he had this obsession with Harvey Barnes, and he was going on, and I was going. He was going, I guarantee you, he gets a move in the next 2 years to a top 4 or top 6
A top
team.
6.
And I was going,
Yeah.
and I started
He
going.
laughed at me. He laughed at me.
No, but I started going, would he get in this team? Would he get in this team? He's like, no. Actually, you're right. But yeah, you are going to end up being right, to be fair.
The thing about
You also
Harvey
changed your
Barnes for me-
opinion of him after that one game as well.
W
I
Mo.
actually did. He was absolutely atrocious in that game, guys. He lost the ball like every time.
But the whole
He
of
tried
Leicester
to
were
dribble a
really
League
bad
One.
that day. I think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
day kind of told me
Leicester
where.
last whole season were terrible.
That
Let me
game
just tell
told
you
me
something.
Leicester were
Harvey
in trouble.
Barnes, before the Euros 2021, I think he was in that squad, and then he got injured in 2021, right before the Euros. And at that time, I think he had double digits goals and assists that season, which is something that you don't normally see from these players. Someone
Right,
like
come on,
him-
let's move on, Mo, because we haven't spoke on Man United or Arsenal.
we did speak about Mason Mount.
Oh, that's all they've bought. Yeah, you're right. Oh my god.
Just Mason Mount. There's
Yeah,
nothing
you're right.
else.
So we're on.
Wait, but they're gonna get Onana very soon.
Yeah, but they haven't got him yet.
and Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah,
We
but
haven't
we
got
can
Harvey
speak about
Barnes.
Onana. We can speak about Onana. But to be honest, Mason Mount for me, the overpaid by not by much. Like at the end, they got 55 million, including add-ons. That's not bad. For
Yeah, no,
if
I don't.
we're
let's-
assuming that, I'm sorry, if Kai Havertz wants to 65,
Yeah.
okay, 55 for Mason Mount, I think it's a very good price. Does he change the way they play football? No, but does he add to their team? If they don't have another Mason Mount,
I heard
everybody that is
Havertz
telling
is
me,
actually 50 million
Oh, go away. Well,
over 3 years. Just saying.
what did you say, guys?
Listen. In
I
America,
heard-
they're
I
reporting it's
heard
80
the Kai
million, so I'm going to go
Havertz
with that.
deal is actually 50 million split over 3 years, and then 15 million in add-ons to make it up to 65 million. It's not actually 65 million up front.
Okay,
You know,
I heard
the-
Modric. I heard Modric as a signing for Chelsea will be paid over 9 years. Okay.
Oh, but did you
Wait,
hear
wait,
what
I don't
said?
know why
No.
we do this.
Did
I
you hear
don't
what
know
I
why we do
said?
this.
Did you hear what I said? It's not 65 mil. It's 50 mil plus 15 million add-ons. Maybe the add-ons are realistic. Maybe they mean we have to win the Champions League. Either way, it's not 65 mil.
So can I just say, earlier on when we spoke on at the beginning of the show, we spoke on someone and we were talking about how much it actually is.
McAllister.
And
McAllister,
I said, if we're talking on an Arsenal player, then Igal will remove the add-ons. Yeah, he's just done it. There you go. Like,
There you You're
My
right.
friend, listen.
wow.
Let me tell you the difference. The reported fee for McAllister is 35. The reported fee for Havertz is 65. Simple.
What's the
media
reported-
agendas. Media
what's the-
agendas has to
once
be in
again,
it.
What's the reported fee?
So
for
Daps,
Mount?
so all the medias have agendas, Daps.
What's the
Like all the
reported
No, I'm
medias have
joking.
agendas.
Everyone
Once
according
again,
to
one
Arsenal
second.
fans
What's
to
the
do.
reported fee for Mount?
exactly
55.
55 mil.
Oh, so where's the 5 million add-ons?
This is 50 plus 5.
What?
Everyone's saying 55 plus 5.
I thought
Is it
I thought
55
they
plus
paid-
5?
Mason Mount 55 plus
I
5.
thought they
No,
paid
no, it's
60.
50 plus 55.
Okay,
No,
guys, is
Dave
Mason
Austin and
Mount
Fabrizio.
is
thought
Mason
55
Mount's
plus
fee
5.
60 or am I tripping?
It's 60, yeah, it's 60, yeah.
So what are
I
we
thought it
talking
was
about?
55. 55.
No.
No, that's why I was being nitpicky because the moment I heard 55 for Mason Mount, I'm like something's off.
Do you know what we've
Oh,
turned into
25
now?
million.
I know. Do you know what we've turned into? You know the whole fan base of the UK.
Pennies.
We've turned into structure payments. We talk about structures. We talk about how many years it's spread out. We talk about how much you're paying up front.
It's
We've
Todd
talked
Who
about
Bowley's
started
fault.
this?
It's Todd
Who
Bowley's fault.
started this?
everything.
It's not
Money.
us. We didn't
No.
start it.
I blame
Because
Sully.
It
I blame
started
Sully.
it started with journalists when we were signing Rice or previous players. They'll talk
Facts.
about Arsenal only willing to pay within 3 years, and West Ham went over 18 months, and then we're getting roasted for spreading out the payments. And then
Guys,
every transfer now is turned into like, oh, Arsenal are stealing
Okay.
because they only want to play.
So
Mason
welcome
Mount-
to my
Mason
world.
Mount is
Welcome
60.
to my world.
Mason Mount is 60. Havertz is 65. How do we rate Mason Mount signing?
I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
7. What the what?
Who are
I'm
we rating
7.
7?
I'm 7.
Who are
Okay,
we
Mo.
rating?
Does he improve Man
We give
United?
Kovacic a 7.
Does he?
The
does
thing
he
is,
improve Man-
I think it adds to
Hold
it,
on,
like,
guys. We give Kovacic is the same signing as Mason Mount.
I didn't give Kovacic a 7.
I did
so
give Kovacic a 7. I give him a 9.
A 9.
I gave him an 8.
So,
I'll give
so
him
Kovacic for you is similar to McAllister.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but this is what I'm saying. You ruined this with your 9 for flipping.
Nkunku and
These-
McAllister.
These are high rated.
Look, I honestly think that Mount. I think I've said it. I think Mount or Havertz or possibly both are going to surprise people. I've said it and I'll keep saying it.
See, the reason, because Kovacic, what
Dabs.
can go wrong? I don't think anything can go wrong with a Kovacic sign. Like, very little can go wrong for the price that
he's
they've paid.
gonna play like 10 games a season. So
Yeah.
Ex-
No, he's not, bro.
I'm
he's
just
not.
going to say this.
Just the amount of
He'll
games
start-
Man City
he'll
will
start
have. He
10
won't,
games.
he
He'll
won't
start
just
10
play
games.
10 games. There'll be loads of games he's got to play.
I'll just be honest. I'm not going to give Mason Mount a 7 because he's already has a 7 on the back of his shirt. I'm going to give him a 6.
6
Well,
is
that's
fair.
as bad
6
as
is fair.
because of the
That's
haircut.
as bad as
Six is fair.
Ginger.
But you have to
No,
look
but
at
we
it.
also have to remember. We also have to remember, even though we don't like this, our rating is based on how we felt about that transfer. And the way I felt about the transfer is very similar to how you guys all feel about Kai Havertz. It doesn't excite me, but I understand that it's going to be a logical signing for them.
Hold on.
Mount
I
has
don't-
Mount
the
has
thing
more
from
But
to
Mount
back
is-
it.
Mason Mount adds something to Man United. Kai Havertz takes something out of Arsenal.
Oh, hey, Mo, don't try that.
He
Do
started
not
See,
try
off-
that.
the thing with Mount, he does add something, but he just doesn't get them over the
serious.
line. Like, he won't
Do
win
not
you.
try
Wallahi,
that.
I am serious.
Do-
Wallahi, he is a 65. He's a 60.
So you're
Listen,
telling me
He's
us
50
signing Kai
million.
Havertz takes us
I'm
backwards.
gonna
You're telling me
explain
us
to you.
signing Kai
I'm
He's
gonna
Havertz-
actually
explain to you.
70 million a
I'm
year.
gonna explain to you. I'm gonna explain to you. Mason Mount, he plays for Man United tomorrow. Start or doesn't start, add something to Man United. Kai Havertz is a signing based on hope. Based on a hope that Arteta can get his Leverkusen form back after 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't think
Isn't
so.
that what it is? Isn't
And
that
look,
what it is?
I'll be
100%.
honest with you.
I disagree.
I don't think Havertz.
Why do you disagree? Why do you disagree?
Hold on. I said this yesterday. The fact that Arsenal are still being so heavily linked with another midfielder tells me that Havertz is coming in as a utility player that can play
No,
multiple different positions.
no.
Okay,
no,
that's
no.
just my
We're
opinion.
only signing another midfielder if Thomas Partey leaves.
Yeah,
Literally,
but there you
it's
but
plain.
no. So there you go, bro. So let's do it really quick on paper, yeah?
Yeah.
If Partey leaves, cool. If he doesn't leave, that's the 6, yeah? So Partey or Partey's replacement is the 6, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Odegaard is the right left, yeah?
Yeah.
And you've just
on the
bought,
right,
and
yeah, on the right.
yeah, and you've just bought Declan Rice, so he's the left.
No, we don't know
yeah?
yet. Declan's my plays at 6.
All right, but this is what I'm saying. You
So
are
is
what
he
we're
not the
doing
Partey
here is we're
replacement?
saying there are 3 midfield roles. Yeah, Odegaard is one. Yeah, Partey or his replacement is the other, and Declan Rice is the third. So where's Havertz?
No. I think the Partey is going to be a younger version of Partey. So someone around 21, 22, where he's going to be in the squad and rotate with Declan Rice.
Okay.
Right.
Let me jump in.
Can I,
Let me jump in.
Egal, before,
I'll be 2 seconds. I'll wrap
Tell
up.
me before. I'm gonna let you talk. Before, tell me why I'm wrong about that. This signing is a hopeful signing because you have to bring the Leverkusen form again.
Okay.
Otherwise, he's not gonna play football.
First things first. Can I address what he said and then I'll answer what you said?
Go ahead.
Partey leaving is in conjunction with us signing a third midfielder. That is directly in conjunction with those two. And the quality of that midfielder will have to be good enough where we don't get too much of a drop off. I personally think if we let Partey and Xhaka leave and we bring in Lavia, we've somewhat not gotten the same level of quality. We've actually diminished our quality. Now, going to the...
You think so?
I do, because Lavia is not on the same level as Partey. Maybe in the future, but in the
It's
short
risky,
term...
isn't it? It's risky
in
to
the short
let
term-
two
Egal.
integral players to your
No,
system.
you
leave.
short term-
Rice and Lavia for Partey and Xhaka.
One second. It's not Rice and Partey. What it is Partey and Xhaka have left your squad. You've replaced them with 3 players, but one of those players, we do not know if he can do the job week in, week out. That's the issue.
Who?
And you don't know if they're going to fit in your system. Like Xhaka and
Who's that?
Partey have been absolutely integral to your system.
I
as
don't
well.
understand. I don't understand this. Xhaka's had
One
one good
second,
season in 7
One
seasons.
second. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
but the way that you played last
I'm not
season,
saying
though.
forget about Xhaka. we get rid of Partey and we don't bring in a Tchouaméni or Caicedo of an equal level, and we bring in a Lavia, it's a little bit of a downgrade for the short term. That is a fair point.
Egal. I don't think you understand how many games Partey plays for us. The guy plays 20 games a season for us, maximum.
Bro, Partey played over 30 games.
Okay.
People go on Daz's TikTok. You can find multiple TikToks rating Partey.
Yeah, I rated him. But I rated him. If you watch my videos after the West Ham game and Liverpool game, I realized.
Yeah, the problem with you, Dawood, is that
I realized he only one second. I just about Partey. He only played Premier League. He hardly played. I think he played 1 or 2 Europa League games. He only played Premier League, and we only got 20 best games out of him in the Premier League. After that Liverpool game,
based on that, hold on. So Daz, based on that, you're talking about how many games he played, not the quality of how good he was in those games. Based on that, you're now saying that Lavia is better than Partey, yeah?
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. So, I'm saying that Partey, if he can't physically cope just playing Premier League, how is he going to play Premier League and Champions League?
Let me 1 second. Let me ask you a simple question. Do you no longer rate Partey to the level we used to rate him? I agree with you there. To a certain degree, he has diminished because we now have Declan Rice. We can see that we're not going to be playing him as much. But in the case that we don't have Partey and Xhaka, and we move both of them on, we bring in Kai Havertz, we bring in Declan Rice, and we don't sign somebody of equal level or higher in for Partey. Do you think Lavia is equal level or higher than Partey? Because I don't think you can equal Lavia to Partey. That's all I'm saying.
No.
You guys are
you comparing Lavia with Partey? Because I'm comparing Rice with Partey.
No, but we already have Rice in the door. Forget about Rice.
That's
my point is I want squad depth. I want squad depth of the level of players that we have in the first 11. And if
beginning of last season, we had El Nene and Lokonga as the backup midfielders to Partey.
The argument is, has our midfield gotten weaker if we lose Xhaka and Partey? Yes, as long as we if we don't bring in equal quality. If we don't bring in equal quality,
well, you're putting bare faith in Lavia and Havertz, isn't it?
No, we're getting rid of 2 players. We're bringing in 3 players.
No, in that case, it would be great.
It doesn't necessarily mean that it's better, though, does it?
You're bringing in 2 risks.
Okay.
Lavia is not a risk.
Lavia is a little bit of a risk where Tchouaméni. I want Tchouaméni. Forget Lavia. Forget about Caicedo. Bring me Tchouaméni. That is the kind of guy.
We're doing the Tchouaméni thing again.
It's not coming, guys.
Forget about that for a second. Let me answer Mo's question.
We talk about Havertz.
Havertz.
Okay.
Havertz is going to be playing as next to in the midfield, but his role is going to be more advanced in the midfield than everybody else. He's similar to Xhaka last season, but he's not going to have the same level of defensive responsibilities. He's going to be closer to the goal, and he's going to be closer to Jesus than he is to Partey. You're going to have a situation when we're in possession. And we have the ball, you're going to have a back 3. You're going to have a situation where you're going to have Zinchenko and the DM in the pivot. You're going to have a situation where you're going to have Jesus and Havertz the closest to the goal, and then on the right side you're going to have a situation where you have Odegaard and Saka, and on the left side you're going to have a situation where you have Havertz or Martinelli drifting.
Oh, I'm in the middle of a maze and I can't get out. I'm lost.
So my main point is Havertz is going to be playing as a second striker. He's not going to be playing as a traditional number 8.
Right, and that is how you land.
He's not going to have the defensive responsibility that Xhaka had. But at the same time, he's going to be given more of the attacking responsibility. And
great. You didn't answer the question.
You're not answering the question. My shoelaces are done up.
Before you move crazy.
I'm not going to move on. You're not answering the question.
Egal. I want to keep it simple.
I thought I was keeping it simple.
No.
You weren't. Keeping it simple, bro.
I keep it simple. Havertz is an upgrade on Xhaka. Declan Rice is an upgrade on Partey, and we're getting Latvia to be backup.
Stop. Cut it.
You see, he is, bro. He's better than Xhaka, bro.
Cut it.
Xhaka had one good season.
based on
Havertz
what?
hasn't had one good season yet, so
So let me explain to you what a good season is. What a good season is that it's the only season you challenge, bro. Thomas Partey and Xhaka played amazing in the one season you challenged. You're taking them off, replacing them with whatever, what's his name, Havertz, who hasn't played good for 3 years. How are you assuming that this guy is just gonna play football great? How?
Okay.
I don't get.
You know
it.
what's bad? You know what's bad?
saying
When
that.
every single
Wallahi,
comp of
I beg.
Havertz is from Leverkusen
I
days.
beg, I
No
beg,
comp of
I beg.
Havertz has
I beg.
Chelsea,
Let me just
like
say,
Chelsea things that I can't actually deal with it.
one
It's
second.
literally,
The way that he
it's
played in the
atrocious.
Champions League final. He was behind the striker. At the end of the day, it's going to be.
Whoa, we're not doing seasons now. We're doing one game.
1 second. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example.
Seriously, Daps, can someone like
1 second. Let me say this. Last year, when we were in the attacking third, where did Xhaka find himself?
Yeah.
In
Xhaka?
the
in
Oh,
the 18 on the
dear.
left side? In the 18.
he was in the 8th position, and he was a lot more forward than he was in the previous in the
I get that.
past.
I hear that.
So I
Yes.
generally do believe Arteta, when he signed him, he said he's going to play him in the midfield and he's going to give us all versatility in the midfield. I believe he's going to play him as an advanced 8, but the way he's going to use him, he's going to use him as a second striker, almost like when we're almost like the back in the day 4-4-2s, like Eric Cantona.
Can I ask you something, Igal? So when you defend, when you lose the ball, like when Odegaard passes the ball to the opposition, like what he normally does, who's tracking back? Who's tracking back?
Who's defending?
Who's tracking back?
Everyone. Everyone's defending. So you got the 3. You got the.
So you're expecting
you got
expecting Kai Havertz to defend as much as Xhaka.
1 second. No, you have the wing. You have the wingers also tracking back, helping defending. You also have the 3. You also have the 4 defenders. And
Oh, what? The
Declan
defenders
Rice.
are going to defend? That's mad.
And you have Declan Rice. So you have the 4 defenders, Declan Rice, and you also have the wingers that track back. Martinelli does a lot of work tracking back, but Saka does a lot of work tracking back.
Gabby Jesus. also
Who's
does.
the guy? Who's the guy?
I don't
Who's the
understand. I wanna
guy
say
that
one thing,
tracked?
bro.
Who's the guy that
don't
tracked
have-
back the most last
no,
year
no.
from the
Hold on,
midfield?
hold on. Go on, bro.
No,
We know the answer, that's
We
Shaqiri,
don't
go on,
have we
Daz.
don't have Hakimi right back, and we don't have Theo Hernandez left back, where they're just bombing forward, and we've only got 2 defenders and Declan Rice. We don't do that. We're gonna play Timber or Ben White as a right back that comes into centre back. So we play as a back 3. So we've got Gabriel, we've got Saliba, and we've got either Timber or Ben White as a back 3. We've got Declan Rice and Zinchenko in front of them. So you got 3 plus 2. We've got 5 players.
I said that at the beginning.
And literally, that covers like the middle part of the thingy. We don't have Hakimi
Middle part
playing
of the
right
thingy.
wing back. Hakimi's
You wanna
bombing
know
forward,
something?
and
You
Theo
wanna know
Hernandez bombing
something?
that way, and
Wallahi,
Declan Rice is by
anyway.
himself.
Bro,
Where are you doing
I
ratings?
don't understand. Please tell me.
The
I
way
don't understand.
the way Xhaka was playing last season was, yes, we had more defensive responsibility. It's going to be a hybrid. It's not going to be the same way. It's not when you say left 8, don't expect him to do everything Xhaka did. Expect him to be more responsible of the attacking roles, but less responsible of the defensive roles. And other people are going to pick the slack up, like the right back, like the fullbacks on either side, tucking in. That's what
So what's everyone rating Kai Havertz?
We cannot deflect the rating. I need to hear.
Dabs,
We're not going to deflect it. Thank you, Daps.
We need to hear these numbers because Igal, you spoke on everyone else. I need to hear these numbers. I need to hear them very clearly. Igal,
Think well. Think well. Think well.
I'm ready to give you a rating. Let me know when you need it.
Go ahead.
Now,
I think the value for money is not there. I think the way I didn't expect this signing, so the feeling is not there. Overall, the only reason why I would even give it a close to a pass is because of Mikel Arteta. So I'm going to give it a 5.
fair.
Wallah, fair enough.
Fair.
Dawood, what's yours?
Oh, now Dowd, this is going to be a good one. Dowd,
Doesn't necessarily,
I am
doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good bad signing. It's just
no.
right
You
now,
can be proven
I
wrong,
don't
but
think it's a good signing.
yeah, I get it.
I-
Daz, over
I
to you.
mean, it's not an amazing signing in the sense of what you'd expect. You can't sit here and tell me you expected to sign this guy.
Egal, I'm
he
not saying
wanted
that.
him.
Egal, I'm not saying that. I'm saying.
Remember what
I'm
you said? Top 3
flabbergasted.
midfielders within 3 months.
I'm saying. I am so confused of how rival fans are somehow rating Xhaka as in like Xhaka. Oh, when we lose him, it's gonna be a massive.
Oh,
loss
are
to
you
us.
surprised?
Okay.
Are you surprised?
No, I don't
It's an
understand.
agenda.
Okay. As soon as Xhaka, we've watched Xhaka from day one. Me and Igal, we watched him from day one. We watched him as a midfielder. He's hit his ceiling. Arteta knows he can't get any better. Okay, he's getting older. He hasn't got that pace where.
Stop
I watched the
waffling
game-
and give us
No,
the
I watched-
rating.
no,
Stop
Daz,
waffling
I
and give
watched
us
the
the
game,
rating.
Daz, everything you are saying is spot on. I agree with you on Xhaka, right? Everything you're saying is spot on. I actually have always rated him, but ultimately what you're saying, I get and I hear, right? But now what you're going to tell me is this player that used to play for Chelsea that you've never rated is going to be, remember you said it, top 3 midfielders within 3
He
months.
will. I can't wait. Everyone clip this. Wallahi, everyone clip this video.
Oh, we already have it.
Granit Xhaka. Okay, Granit Xhaka. I watched him against Newcastle.
No,
at
no,
the
no.
Emirates. I watched
Forget
him against
him.
Newcastle at the Emirates. When Zinchenko gave
What?
one second.
Talking about
When
Xhaka?
Zinchenko gave the ball to Xhaka 4
We
times.
know, we know, bro. We know.
He can't
Havertz.
can't score.
Don't try and boost Havertz's numbers by comparing him to Xhaka.
Okay, you know what
Havertz,
Havertz
this
is?
signing.
You know what Havertz is? You know what Havertz is? Havertz is, okay, he is a Ferrari, okay?
I
And
just want what
imagine
he's
a
out of 10 at this
Imagine a
point,
guy
like.
that hasn't got a driving license. Imagine a guy driving a driving license and he's driving a Ferrari. That's Havertz. Someone's been driving him with no driving license. Now
Okay,
Arteta, professional driver, is driving Havertz now. And watch Havertz go from here to there.
So
next season.
rate the signing.
8 out of 10. Easy.
Okay.
Right, I
so
know you smiled when you said that, so I actually
No,
know
I'm confident.
you don't
I'm
think that
confident.
really.
No,
but-
no, I think
Can
that,
we-
bro. Havertz has
Chloe-
got higher ceiling. Watch Havertz cook next season. All you man gonna eat your words next season. All of you guys gonna eat your words next
Okay.
season.
Hold
I actually
on.
said that he might
Gal-
land,
can I-
but
can I do
top three midfielders in 3 months is the maddest
let me
statement
just-
I've ever heard.
Chloe is saying, hold on. So Igal is saying Havertz is going to play the same position as at Chelsea. He was crap, a waste of money. That's my point.
Listen,
We'll see.
Here's my point, very briefly, right? It's not a thing like rivals rate Xhaka, right? My point is that losing Partey and Xhaka possibly is like they're integral to your system. And even Xhaka, like I don't care what anyone says, this last season, he maybe hasn't played every single game, but he's been very integral to the team, how the team play. When he's come in, he's fit into that system perfectly. You don't know that Havertz is going to come in and just replace Xhaka like that. You literally can't even say that because he's actually been
gonna be better
in the
than
Premier
Xhaka.
League literally rubbish. Like literally, this guy is so.
You two are both
ass
actually
cheeks.
saying, are you two actually both saying that Havertz is going to come in and be better than Xhaka?
Like you can't say
Yeah,
that he's going to come in and just
1 million
replace Xhaka.
He's more suited.
1 million
It's a
percent.
lie.
One
It's a
1 million
lie.
He's
percent.
more suited
Lie.
to the way that we're going to be playing him than Xhaka. Listen,
Okay, so you're
Xhaka-
talking about hold on. So what you've just done here is right. Firstly, you're talking about a player that, based on how he's performed, hasn't performed, and you're now talking about a system that you haven't played yet.
Bro, we brought him in before for a reason. Listen, I'm telling you right now,
Can't wait.
Mikel Arteta turned a guy who was playing as a 6, as a defensive midfielder in a or an 8, and he turned him into a guy who became what do you call it? An attacking 8. Like, since when was Xhaka ever an attacking threat? The man literally
Yeah, right.
transformed his game in one season. Imagine what he could do with an actual attacking midfielder.
Do you know what the thing is? I've even said I think Havertz will improve under Arteta, but you can't.
Yeah.
What the people's arguments are based on that he's going to come in and definitely be better, but you just don't. You literally don't know that. Like you,
No,
there's
but
I love the way Daz is flexing Arteta.
But one thing we can see.
Can we move on
one
from
thing-
Havertz?
Can we just say one thing? We all witnessed Granit Xhaka go from a deep line midfielder to an attacking 8 last season. You're telling me we can't take a player who was struggling as a number 9 and transform him back to what he was originally, a midfielder?
Bro, he
No,
played a
same.
9. He played the
No,
second.
I'm
He
disappointed.
should have never
Right,
played
right.
as a 9. He
I'm
should have
disappointed.
never played as a 10. He should have always played as a midfielder in a functioning team. Chelsea's not a functioning team.
He never played as a
Even
midfielder.
when they win the Champions League,
The
they're
guy,
useless.
his career, his career is 5 years, okay? Since he was at Leverkusen, 2 years and 3 years at Chelsea. He never played as a midfielder.
Bro, what are you
guys-
talking about? Are you crazy? Are you crazy, my brother? Are you crazy?
I'm not
He
crazy.
never played as a midfielder. He played over 80 games in the midfield. What are you
He
talking
played
about?
as a midfielder.
Yes, at Leverkusen, even at Chelsea, he played as a 10, but he never played as a midfielder out and out. But what are you talking about?
Yes, so he never played as a midfielder.
No, you're gonna eat your
He
words,
literally
man.
just said what I said, guys.
No,
he literally
at
just said what I
Leverkusen,
said.
at Leverkusen, he played in the midfield. He
You
did.
tried
play
to
in
say he
the
did it at Chelsea, then backtracked and go, no, he didn't actually.
Bro, what are you talking about? He did-
Anyway,
Where's-
okay.
it's not like he played. It's not like he played every single game as a number
It's
9
BAU,
at
dude,
Chelsea.
BAU, dude.
I agree with you.
I don't know why.
Do you know what?
people are annoyed.
I'm not against either of you two on Havertz. I'm not against him, but all I'm saying, I just find it funny, yeah. That
Let
what
me
you're
find this
hold
stats,
on. What I find funny, because I've said it on this show that I think he might surprise people. But what I find funny, and that's all, I'm just saying it's funny. Yeah, I don't really care. Is the fact that you two are now trying to say that a player that hasn't had, he's been in the Premier League for, bro, you're flexing Arteta on me. Respectfully, we've got Pep as our manager. It's weird, bro. It's very
no,
What
weird.
is going on here? Why are you kissing your
wanna
scarf?
point out-
It's for the audience. It's for the
I
audience.
just want to point out that Kai Havertz has played 69 games at Chelsea as a striker, 54 games as a number 10, that's in the midfield, and he played 10 games as a winger. At Leverkusen, he played 18 games.
Bro, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
Yeah,
that's
going
on 3 years ago. This is
hold
One
on.
second,
hold
I'm
on.
going off his
Hold on.
career,
No,
Kendall.
because you
I'm
actually
not-
just
I'm not
jumped
going
in.
off
You
of
jumped in when I was
Wikipedia
talking, to
bullshit.
be fair. I was trying to say, what I find funny is, and this is all, I just find it funny that basically, because Xhaka has gone and you signed Havertz, you're now basically trying to tell me that Havertz, who hasn't been good, is now going to play in a system you haven't played yet, and he's going to cook more than a player. Like, it just sounds.
You want to know
mad.
something? You want to know something? Guess what? Chelsea's a breeding ground for inconsistent players.
That's me basically saying, do you know what?
Okay.
Kovacic is going to come in and actually be better than Gundogan now. Like,
Dabs,
just
Dabs,
because he-
Dabs, Dabs,
Uh,
Dabs, Dabs.
No, no, no.
Kovacic
Okay,
was
guys,
a
Before
midfielder.
I just want to say
wait.
one statement, Mo. One more statement. Name me one clutch game Jack has ever had in 7 years.
He's not a clutch player. He's never been a clutch player.
Manchester
Get
United.
him out the door. Get him out the door. Bring it in, and we're bringing in a Champions League winner. That's all it is.
Okay.
Well, no problem.
Okay, Dawood, can you read the super chat, Dawood?
Havertz is a three-leg donkey. The mentality gymnastic from Arsenal fans is amazing. 2 weeks before you signed him, DAUD. Okay, that's my name, not DUAD. DAUD. Thought he was crap. I never once said
No,
he was
we've
crap,
got it,
okay?
bro. We've got it. We've played.
I said that he was a potential that was rating to burst.
No,
into
you
the sea.
didn't. We've got the clip.
Okay.
We've played it
You
on
li-
shows. The
Okay.
clip was you.
Is your word
slapping
against is your word against mine? It's fine. We'll carry on.
People-
Can
All
I
right,
can
so
I-
next
Your
time
word.
you will
Okay.
play it again.
Okay,
Can I just say one thing?
can we say the last? No, Igal, I have to.
I'm
I
done.
have to- it's been for so long, bro. We've been going for so long. Declan Rice and
No,
Timber.
he hasn't signed yet, so we're not going to do Declan Rice.
Declan Rice officially did his medical today.
Is he-
Declan Rice
it's
is
been
done.
confirmed?
Yeah,
I've seen a
yeah,
picture.
yeah,
of
he's
him
done.
with the-
You know, one
with the
second.
shirt on.
Arsenal Football Club don't announce things until
Oh, I
then.
know he's going. By the way, I'm not trying to say he's not going, but
No,
we're.
it's finished.
Well,
We're gonna
it's like
announce
we've been
it.
going for an hour
We're
and
gonna
20.
announce it
Do we
Sunday.
really want to squeeze this one
One
in?
second.
Is
We're gonna
basically what
announce
I'm
it
doing.
Sunday or Saturday. Arsenal
Right,
just
so we'll do
won't
this
want
next
to
time.
announce
Yeah,
it.
we'll do that one next time.
Guys, okay. Anyway, Chloe's saying Havertz is okay. I can read that. Can someone read that?
Havertz is the recoming of Timo. Can't hit a barn door with bazooka.
Bazooka.
Bazooka, but a bazooka.
Thank you,
Chloe.
Chloe.
Love the support
What a
as always.
But all I heard about Havertz from you guys is exactly what I said in the beginning. It's a hopeful signing, nothing
to be fair.
concrete.
And the thing is,
Like,
I
we
think
hope
probably
that
will
Arteta-
improve him. That's not the point. I think he will
We
improve him, definitely.
Think about exactly. We agree with you guys. We think Arteta is a good manager. He's gonna improve him, but there are no facts here. He hasn't banged in the Premier League for 3 years, so it's a hopeful signing. You spend 65 million, spinning the wheel, hoping that you win. That's exactly what it is.
You know what? When you guys give Mikel Arteta an actual attacking player that can play in the midfield, you'll be surprised.
Okay. Anyway, anybody else, guys? It's 100. Like we've been going for a long time. Anybody
People,
else?
thank you for sticking with us.
Love
Longer
for
show
yes.
than usual, and thank you.
We're gonna.
everyone for coming on.
We need a whole show on Declan Rice.
and Havertz and
Because we spent over
I don't
30
think
minutes
I
on
want to
Havertz.
hear
I think
about Havertz again.
I think Declan Rice would be an hour show by itself.
Havertz, enough about him. Declan Rice, I'm just going to give my rating right now.
No. We're not doing that today. This is not Igal gets to give his ratings on Arsenal signings. It's not that day today. People, Mo, do you have the outro ready? People will be back tomorrow around about 3 p.m. Thank you,
Guys,
everyone, for coming on.
Dabs,
Can you like the video?
Love.
Can you like the video, guys?
Dabs,
Like
I
the
know you
video.
Dabs. I know you
Like the video.
I'm having waffles for breakfast.